Alright, I think we're starting to figure things out here. So you can turn off this VR space now.
No, not yet. That was just a rehearsal. We still have the main show.
Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am Crybaby Pumpkabun, or Lulu, and welcome back to our blind LP of AI the Somnium Files. I should have reviewed what happened last time. I haven't even edited it yet. I'm recording this like 2 days after recording the previous episode because I haven't been able to stop thinking about it, so I'm recording way early before even editing the previous second. I just want to know what happened. So bear with me as I watch the quick memory of what happened, and then I'll recap. I know we started doing a VR thing is where we left off.
The ultimate dream that humanity has been yearning for thousands of years. It will soon become a reality.
If he's willing to lie about one thing, he's willing to lie about everything.
Okay then, let's begin.
The experiment worked!
God, yes, the Somnium. Last time we just did his Somnium.
After all, we are living in nothing but a simulation.
I feel calm when I'm around nature.
Okay. So now that we've got that little preview, I can remember everything. We did the Somnium for the genetics researcher.
Did we teleport here?
And we found out that Nye is involved, and we went to Nye headquarters and started getting to investigate Nye.
Are you serious?
We're in Studio Devita, aren't we?
I think we saw this part at the end of last episode.
It just seems that way. We're not actually there.
We can rewatch it, sorry.
Last night, I scanned every nook and cranny of the scene. What you're looking at now is what I replicated using that data.
Wow. It's like I'm actually there. The corpse looks so real.
Want me to put a mosaic over it?
Uncensored is fine.
Now, less digressing and more investigating. Your objective is to solve the mystery behind the sudden appearance of Jin's right half.
Alright, let's start looking around.
Okay, we get to do our first virtual reality activation here. The VR allows you to walk around the scene and gather information. Thomas' special vision mode, such as X-ray mode, can be applied to everything. By changing the special mode, what you can inspect will change. Utilize this to find hidden information. It's the seat for the quiz show contestants. Hey Brain, you want to read correctly? Oh.
Wow, I can switch to X-ray mode too.
Oh, okay.
That's because I've gathered all data from the scene.
That's a lot of people there. There's just a bunch of people in the corners. That's really weird and creepy. Why are there just like... Or are those mannequins? Alright. The set is full... The set is full of dazzling lights.
These aren't good for much other than for show.
And to hide a bunch of dead bodies. There's a big monitor
Looks like
here.
it's there so the performers can check how they look on screen.
It's a camera. The body was shown to the entire world through this camera. There's an electric kettle here.
Maybe it's for having tea during breaks.
The Amabi TV logo on a huge monitor.
The questions for the quiz also show up here too. Huh.
You can see the back of the set. There's a bunch of mannequins here. Okay, so okay, that's good to know that. I do comment on that, okay.
The bottom part of the signboard is stuck pretty deep in there.
What?
There's a bit of a curve at the tip. Kind of like a man's, you know what?
Why does that look like a spring and... Is that a bomb inside of him? Is there a bomb in his chest?
Couldn't you have compared it to a fishhook or something?
Well, it won't come out easily. Whoever stuck it in probably didn't want it pulled out.
Of course not. A signboard would be useless unless it's standing.
It's useless unless it's standing?
Let's not go there.
No, that's not what I meant.
Obtaining. Oh, it's like truth bullets. The signboard was stuck to in the corpse, so it's difficult to remove.
What's this? There's something inside the body.
Looks like a spring connected to 2 cylinders, and that's... The spring makes me think it might be an electromagnet of some sort.
3 things catch my attention. First, a mixture of potassium chlorate, sulfur, and red phosphorus.
Okay.
This is probably a fire starter. It would ignite very easily. The fuse is coiled up and extends from there.
Okay.
By the way, the fuse includes an oxidizing agent, so it can continue to burn even inside the body.
Okay.
And finally, at the end of the fuse is a powder mixture of iron oxide and aluminum. This is a substance that causes a thermite reaction. When ignited, it creates heat of over 3,000 degrees Celsius and burns violently.
So isn't that some of the stuff that's used in fireworks? Situation of corpse internals. Inside the corpse is fuel that goes off with even the slightest impact, a fuse, and a substance that causes a thermite reaction.
It's a signboard.
Yeah. Like I mentioned yesterday, Jin's estimated time of death is 6 o'clock on February 9th. Based on the time his corpse appeared, it should be about 40 hours ago. Rigor mortis seems to be fading already. It's not completely gone yet, but the body has somewhat softened at this point. It should take more time to get to this stage if it's been on a rooftop in the winter. That's why I think this corpse was kept indoors, someplace warm.
Okay. Rigor mortis was already fading, and the body had somewhat softened by the time it was found.
What's this? Getting a better look at it, it looks like something tied to his waist. It's like a spider's thread. No, even thinner.
My analysis concludes that this is a CNT, or carbon nanotube. Graphene sheets with the thickness of a single carbon atom. These were rolled into a cylindrical shape to make these nanotubes. The diameter is about 0.4 nanometers.
Okay.
A single nanometer is 1/1000th of 1 meter, so it's not visible to the naked eye.
So an impossibly thin cord, basically.
What? But I can see it.
That's because this thread is made by bundling multiple CNTs.
Okay.
I've also enhanced your vision so you'd be able to see it. By the way, CNTs are extremely durable. They're elastic and hard to break, and it's said that their theoretical maximum tensile strength is 50 times that of steel. Anyway, where is the other end of the CNT connected?
That's what I was wondering. I see it going up and then across.
That way. Over by that red lamp.
Okay. CNT attached to the corpse's hip is extending towards the light. Where's that light switch? There it is.
What's this?
It's the light switch.
The CNT is tied to it.
The CNT extending from the corpse was threaded through the ceiling beam and tied to the light switch. So, like, when the power got cut, that got flipped up and he fell?
It looks like we're pretty much done investigating here.
Okay.
Using the clues we've gathered so far, we should be able to solve the mystery.
You mean the mystery of how Jin's body appeared? That's what you're talking about, right?
Yeah, none of the other mysteries.
Yep.
Nothing else do we have any idea about. The truth reenactment allows you to find the truth with the information you've gathered. Answer Thomas' questions with the best answer. Only by correctly answering her questions will the truth be reenacted.
Let's get on that now. First thing, about that power outage when the body appeared. Was it really just a power outage?
No, it was planned.
I was wondering about that too. The lights came back on way too quickly. Plus, if the power did go out, the stream should have cut out at the same time.
But the stream went on, no problem.
So it wasn't an outage. The lights were switched off.
So how did the lights get turned off?
Well, I think I know what did it.
How did the lights get turned off? I mean, instinct says it's the light switch.
That's the switch that powers the lighting.
Yeah, let's not overthink this. Someone simply walked up and flipped this switch.
But no one was near the switch when the lights went out. Let's try to think of something else.
Okay. If not that, then it was the body, the weight of the body causing it to go up.
There were bundled CNTs tied to the body.
The CNT extending from the corpse was threaded through the ceiling beam and tied to the light switch.
They were routed through the ceiling beams and onto the light switch.
But a dead body can't pull strings.
I had the cause to effect backwards for it. Okay.
No, but it can fall. From the ceiling, I mean.
Now that you mention it, I thought I heard something hit the floor right after the lights went out.
We had a thud and a blackout, and I think that was the thud.
The body fell from the ceiling and tugged on the CNT, which caused the light switch to turn off.
So on to the next question. The corpse was hidden up in the ceiling, right? Then how did it fall?
Someone dropped it. Okay, either the culprit dropped it or the rigor mortis softened. I think rigor mortis softened might actually be it. Rigor mortis
The
was already...
culprit used the mechanism of the body softening after rigor mortis. The body must have been placed up in the ceiling like a bridge between two beams.
Okay, I'm starting to understand how this minigame works.
It would stay up there while the body is still stiff. But as time passes and rigor mortis lessens, the corpse softens.
Okay.
And that's what made it fall down. Now, for the final question. Why did the body explode and burn?
Because of the bomb in its chest.
Well, that can be explained by using the X-ray mode. It's because of the contraption set up inside the body. The ignition agent combusted from the impact of the body hitting the ground. The fire went up the coiled fuse and onto the substance that triggered a thermite reaction. The substance was eventually ignited, causing a huge explosion.
So that interval between the fall and explosion was because of the time it took for the fire to reach the end of the fuse. I get it. It was hard to find traces of that trick because it was such an analog method.
All right, I think we're starting to figure things out here. So you can turn off this VR space now.
No, not yet. That was just a rehearsal. We still have the main show.
Oh?
What do you mean?
We're recreating the culprit's actions.
Are you telling me to do that?
You're the only actor here, aren't you?
Actor?
So, I'm Tama, the director and camera operator. Now that I'm in the director's chair, I'm not going to tolerate shoddy acting, so keep that in mind.
Are we recording something?
Of course we are. We're testing a theory here, so we need to create something that can be viewed objectively.
I have no idea what you're going on about.
Making documentation of... She's making documentation of your claim.
Shut your stupid mouth, you third-rate bit part actor! Are you too much of a moron to figure this out without the director having to tell you everything?
But...
Just zip it and play the culprit. If we're doing this, we're going for the Academy Award.
Macadamy? Like, the nuts?
That's macadamian.
Enough! Let's get this started! Ready? Action!
Hi! I'm, the culprit who killed Jin.
You guys recognize the music from the first game? This is from Ota's Somnium, where he was the hero.
Now, prepare to witness an amazing show featuring
This corpse!
Not only is your acting amateurish, but I don't even understand what kind of character you're trying to play here.
I am an amateur!
Well, this is just the beginning, so I'll give you a pass for now. Let's start with the positioning of the body. Where and how was it placed?
Well,
It was up there.
it was right here. The body was placed so it was hung like a bridge between two beams.
You can place it like this because it was stiff from rigor mortis. So that's how they did the light trick.
Carbon nanotubes, CNT, were tied to the body. The CNT went up the beams and extended downward, onto the light switch.
CNT is too thin to be seen with the naked eye, so no one noticed it.
I've got it all set up. Now I just need to wait for the rigor mortis to subside.
Hey, aren't you supposed to be in character?
Boy! I sure hope the corpse gets softer soon!
A bit overacting, but that's overacting is better than underacting, right?
It needs to be soft and squishy! Like an octopus!
This scene makes no sense. I'm cutting it out.
You made me do it!
And after time passed, rigor mortis began to subside.
The body falls, and the impact sets off the ignition agent inside it. The fire travels up the fuse line.
Soon after, a staff member turns on the lights.
Bam! A body appears, as if it teleported in out of nowhere. Sometime later, the burning fuse inside the body reaches the explosives. And that is the truth behind the corpse's sudden appearance and explosion!
Good work! I got some nice footage of the reenactment.
I still don't understand why the acting was necessary.
Yeah, I don't either.
It all makes sense now. That corpse didn't teleport here after all.
Of course it didn't. Though the culprit obviously wanted it to seem that way.
Half of a body just suddenly appearing out of nowhere. Just like the Philadelphia experiment. Someone went through all that trouble to make it look like something strange occurred.
I think they also wanted to draw as much attention as possible to that sign. All so they could spread that QR video.
Okay. About the time rigor mortis would subside.
The culprit must have wanted the body to fall during the live stream, right? It would have been pointless otherwise. But could they really predict when rigor mortis would dissipate so accurately?
The culprit didn't put the corpse up on the ceiling beams while it was completely stiff. It had to have been after the body had started to soften, just slightly. That way, they could estimate that the body would fall in a few hours or so. The stream was scheduled for a whole 6 hours. The culprit was fine as long as the body fell sometime during that period.
Okay. Makes sense. I mean, that's a pretty big window of opportunity. Why did the culprit blow up the corpse?
Their goal was to make it seem like a supernatural phenomenon. That's why they couldn't leave the CNT on the scene.
Because it would give away the trick?
Right.
So that's why they caused a thermite reaction and destroyed the CNT.
CNT is highly flammable carbon material. It doesn't stand a chance against 3,000 degree temperature, but it bonds with oxygen to create carbon dioxide, which helps extinguish the flame. Okay. About the reason the corpse cross-section was facing downward.
That body fell from the studio ceiling. If it fell sideways when it landed, the culprit's plans would have been ruined.
Yes, like you said, it would have been pointless unless the sign was standing erect. Just like a man's you-know-what.
Again with that joke?
Besides, it is not useless when it's not erect.
Exactly.
What?
There was another purpose to the sign. It's the same reason darts and rockets have tails.
To keep it upright.
I get it. The cut surface would naturally face the ground because of that sign. It was meant to control the body's posture as it fell.
Okay. We're getting progress on the that half. There's still
So, to wrap it all up,
a lot that doesn't add up, though.
the culprit's motive was to make this seem like a supernatural phenomenon and to spread the QR video, right?
I don't know if that's all there is to it, but probably.
I wonder why Jin was chosen.
Who knows?
Where could his left side be?
It hasn't been found yet. Anyway, starting our search with the people who might have the intel we need is the #1 rule of investigation, right?
Like who?
Jin's right half was up in the studio ceiling the whole time we were shooting the show. There must be someone who knew about it, or at least noticed it.
You mean... the director, Jinpei Wagai.
Right.
Where is he now?
I've tracked him down using his smartphone GPS.
Okay, sorry, I've been quiet for a minute because I've been just thinking, like, of any, like, I just...
He's in Akihabara right now. At the maid cafe, Sunfish Pocket.
Okay, well, we get to go to Sunfish Pocket, which is always good. Dom is standing there, so it seems. Okay. Off to Sunfish Pocket. Maid Cafe Sunfish Pocket, February 11th at 11:30 p.m. It's open late.
There he is!
Ah, shit!
Damn!
Oh, quick time event. Left stick down. Okay. Sorry, it takes a lot of processing for me to do the quick time events, so I can't talk as much. Okay.
Firing your gun in here? Are you insane? There are customers and staff in here!
Well, there were. It seems they've all disappeared.
My bad.
An apology is not gonna cut it!
Several people have called the authorities. The local police should be here soon.
Hey, can't you just let me go?
What?
I told you, my girl's pregnant, right? I can't go to jail! That's why I accepted his offer in the first place. I needed money to take care of my kid.
Accepted whose offer?
Some guy named Terror.
Oh.
I don't know his real name. Haven't seen his face or heard his voice either. All my contact with him was through Nile.
What did he ask you to do?
He said,
Hide the body up there. I want to borrow your studio for an hour or so on the 10th before you start preparing for the stream. Do not let anyone near the studio during this time. That includes you. All you need to do is keep the entrance unlocked. That's all. I will pay you 5 million if everything goes well. I'll pay you on the night of the 11th.
so me and the staff haven't met this Terror guy at all. I don't know what happened in the studio either. I had no idea that was gonna happen.
So yeah, his reaction, his surprise seemed genuine at the time, but so this does track. Come to Class 3A at Sekiba High. You'll get your money there. Oh no, is there gonna be another dead body?
Class 3A at Sekiba High.
Ryuki!
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, Sekiba High at 11:55, so less than half an hour later. Dead body time. Oh, that's not who I expected, but it could have been worse.
The director of Horodori Institute of Genetics. Chikara Horodori.
No way. It can't be.
At least it's just Horodori. Nothing to be done. Ryuki, Chapter 2. Ikume Shrine, February 12th at 10:15.
Mr. Date told me about this shrine. This place is so full of nature, just like Yoyagi Park.
Okay.
It's just calming here.
I see.
Tama, would you mind giving me some support?
What do you mean?
I've been thinking about Chikara's murder.
Are you sure you're okay, Ryuki?
What do you mean?
I feel like all of this has been taking a huge mental toll on you.
I think it is, because this is really wild.
I'm fine. More importantly, can you recreate the crime scene for me?
Say another VR thing?
I just need to close my eyes, right?
Yeah, but... Fine. I'll play along. You are technically my master. I can't disobey your orders.
Thanks. Let's start then.
Okay. Get to do two VRs and a QuickTime event all in one episode.
It's perfect. It's just like the real thing.
Wondering how he's hung up there.
I learned how to do 3D modeling in a correspondence course. Back when I was a student, my grandma told me I should learn a skill set. Ryuki, can you not rub your face on it?
What?
I'm not!
Chikara's right side. The cross-section is stuck right onto the blackboard.
What's the estimated time of death?
Based on the time the body was discovered, that would make it about 4 hours ago.
So, around 8 p.m. on February 11th. Right around the time we were meeting with Tokiko.
Right after we released him. Chikara's right side, the cut part, is right up against the blackboard.
I'm sorry, Ryuki. This might freak you out, but there's something I have to tell you. Will you hear me out?
Yeah.
What?
The thing is, this corpse is so cowardly that...
It has no guts!
What?
I actually thought you had knowledge about what was happening.
I know.
Okay, I'll laugh at that.
That was so bad, the joke was over before I even said it. But I just had to do it! I mean, look, the corpse is completely missing its guts! I couldn't let this chance pass me by.
See, the reason the
Looks
corpse...
like there aren't any other clues here.
The reason the corpse is on the blackboard is because it doesn't have internal organs anymore. The open space inside the body has a lower pressure than outside. It's similar to how suction cups work. Okay.
Well, satisfied?
I still am just like, we can't tell if it's occult or not yet. What about the security cameras at Sakiba High?
I checked the footage, but I didn't see anyone suspicious.
Yeah, we know there's a bunch of ways they can get around it. Again, I already said that.
Of course, that place is huge, so there are plenty of areas the security cameras don't cover.
Any cameras on campus?
None. Do you remember what Gen said? The security at Sakiba High is completely lacking.
About the Nile message Terra sent Shinpei.
I think he was lying about the money. Terror probably wanted someone to find Chikara's body.
You mean he wanted Shinpei to find it?
So he could keep framing Shinpei.
Not necessarily. It might have been for the police. Terror might have predicted that someone from the police would contact Shinpei.
But was he watching us then? Is Terror the culprit?
That's my assumption. I can't think of any other suspects.
Just who is this Terror?
I wouldn't be having so much trouble if I knew that.
It can't be Tokiko, can it? Tokiko was with me at Chikara's time of death, and she was in Okinawa during the incident with Jin.
Okay.
Yeah, at the very least, it seems unlikely that she did it personally.
But something has been bothering me. I feel like Tokiko is involved somehow. Chikara was a member of NICE, and he knew about Bats 490. That's not all. The appearance of Jin's corpse was made to seem like a paranormal phenomenon, as if the same thing from the Philadelphia experiment had happened.
After all, we are living in nothing but a simulation.
So maybe that was to try to get Tokiko's attention.
A false world created by a program.
Could she have done all this to give her claim credibility?
Or that.
I don't know, but it's possible.
I think someone was trying to get her attention.
In any case, let's go see Tokiko. I have to talk to her.
Understood. We've come this far. I'll back you up until you're satisfied.
NICE Japan branch, February 12th at 11:20.
I've been expecting you. I thought you would be arriving soon.
What do you mean?
I mean, I knew you would come see me.
How did you know that? Looks like there's like 3 orbs underneath the non-tuple X when she does the hand sign.
The symbol of NICE, the non-tuple X. There are 4 unseen X's hidden within. They represent the truth of the world you live in.
Okay.
That is yet another meaning inside the non-tuple X.
Do you know someone named Shinpei Wagai?
No, I don't.
Then do you know about Terror?
I've heard that name on the news, yes. This is about the culprit, is it not?
Yes, but...
I have absolutely no idea who it could be. I'm sorry I can't help you, but...
Jin's right half didn't teleport.
I've solved the mystery, Miss Shigure. Jin's right half didn't teleport. It was just made to seem that way. It should have been obvious when you think about it. Teleportation? It's impossible. We live in a simulation? This is a fake world created by a program? Impossible. Simulation theory is nothing but occult nonsense. Just a ludicrous myth like UFOs, ghosts, and Kappa.
I want it to be true in this game so bad though. Let me have my occult solution, please.
I'm sure there are people who'd like to believe in these things.
Whoops.
And there are groups who profit by making people believe.
Mr. Ryuki, it appears as though there's been some misunderstanding. We of NICE have nothing to do with this.
Are you sure about that? All the pieces would fit together if NICE is the one that made the QR video. The falsified paranormal phenomenon, what was written on the signboard, it all advances your agenda. Could it be that you wanted to spread the QR video by showing that sign along with the corpse on stream?
As I've told you, we are not the ones who made the QR video. What is the purpose of the QR video in the first place? Are you saying there is some message urging people to join Nyes in it?
No. About Chikara's murder.
I know of the incident, of course. However...
Yes, I know you have an alibi.
I missed... sorry. Okay. I didn't actually miss anything. Okay.
We were here, having a conversation during the time of Chikara Horadori's death. But that doesn't necessarily mean you're completely innocent. You are the president of Nyes. Surely you have plenty of subordinates who can do your bidding.
Are you implying I ordered someone to kill him?
It's a possibility.
And what would be my motive?
Well...
Loose ends, he knew about VATS 490.
Remember what Tokiko said. Chikara Horadori is an avid believer in the Order of Percent.
Alright.
Their order and Nyes are heading in completely different directions.
Perhaps Nyes and the Order of Percent are hostile.
I see. You're suggesting there was a conflict between organizations. It is true that Nyes and the Order of Percent have differing beliefs. However, we are not at odds with one another. Both organizations believe in the simulation theory. In that respect, we are comrades.
What do Nye and the Order of Percent believe in?
We are living in a simulation, a false world. And from this false world, we seek emancipation. That is what Nyes believes. On the other hand, the Order of Percent. We are living in a simulation, a false world. But they wish to remain imprisoned within it.
Forever.
Okay.
Mr. Ryuki, have you ever played an open-world game where you play as a criminal?
Maybe. I don't generally play as criminals.
A game that lets you rob, murder, blow things up, leave a trail of debris wherever you go.
That's just not me.
An absurd, heinous game where you can freely commit all sorts of horrible crimes.
I've never played anything like that, but I know what you mean.
Then you can understand. If this is a false world created by someone, then the Order of Percent believe they can do whatever they wish.
Okay, so a form of, I guess, destructive, but still positive nihilism. Nothing's real, so I can do whatever I want.
To them, this place is a true utopia. A dream world where they're allowed to do anything they want with no real consequences.
That's why they want to live here forever?
Exactly.
I get it. That's why Chikara was researching immortality.
In theory, using Purge, even immortality is achievable. The ultimate dream that humanity has been yearning for thousands of years. It will soon become a reality. What do you think? Isn't that wonderful?
I'm sorry, I keep thinking about the Order of Percent, and just like the percent sign, you know, it has like the two circles that are split by a line, and I'm just like, is that going to be connected to the terror in some way? Because it's like the line is representing them being cut in half into two equal parts.
I'm aware that Chikara was very particular about immortality. However, I will say one thing. One must not believe in eternal youth. Eternal youth is a lie. By the way, Mr. Ryuki, do you remember what you said earlier? Simulation theory is nothing but occult nonsense. That is clearly false. The simulation theory is not occult. It falls within the realm of science.
Yeah, it's fringe, it's borderline, it's both.
In fact, many esteemed scientists have given serious thought to the matter. The theory was originally proposed by a Swedish philosopher. However, the concept has been around since long ago, even as far back as the days of Plato and Zhuangzi. This world may be an illusion. At least, there is no way to prove it isn't an illusion. There are great people throughout history who have held such ideas.
But there's no way to prove it is an illusion either, is there?
We don't have any proof for it yet.
No, there is plenty of science to support it. The holographic principle, theory of relativity, the measurement problem in quantum theory can also be considered proof.
The Swedish philosopher's claim.
I'd like to ask you one thing. Beings that are far more intelligent and advanced than we humans. Do you believe a civilization of such beings exists anywhere in this world? And by this world, I mean all possible worlds in the entire universe, including those outside of our own.
Oh, there's a name for this paradox and I'm blanking on it.
Well, somewhere out there, probably.
I agree. Taking that into consideration, we're left with 3 possibilities. 1. Civilization hasn't reached a level of technology advanced enough to create a simulation that can't be distinguished from reality.
Wait, what? Okay, sorry.
2. Civilization has reached a level of technology advanced enough to accomplish this, but it hasn't for some reason. 3. Civilization has reached that level of technology and has no strong reason not to use it. Therefore, they've proceeded with creating an intricate simulation. Which of these do you think is most likely?
Are you saying it's 3?
That is what a famous Swedish philosopher believed, at least. He further explains. That civilization must have run simulations millions or even trillions of times. In which case, it would make sense to believe our world would be included in one of those simulations.
You're saying it's far more likely that we're one of the countless simulated worlds, rather than a world that exists in the one and only reality. Do I have that right?
Yes.
Additionally, the simulation in the real world may be a simulation itself, kind of like a Matryoshka doll. Just so you know, I'm not saying I believe the simulation theory. The simulation theory isn't too credible because of this Matryoshka aspect. And that reminds me of the season finale of, I think it's the first season of the Hulu Futurama, where they make a simulation of the simulation and see how deep they can go, and you know, we get into this weird inductive loop. Anyways, sorry about that, had to do a little cut because I messed that one up. The holographic principle.
Even light cannot escape a black hole. I'm sure you've heard this before.
Yes.
Information is the same. It cannot escape a black hole. It's known that the amount of information trapped in this way is not derived from the volume of the black hole, but the surface area.
Okay.
Considering this, you can conclude that information in a 3-dimensional space is stored in the boundary of its 2-dimensional surface.
Okay, that makes sense.
In other words, all information stored in this universe is encoded in a single flat plane.
Okay.
Just like a hologram. Regarding gravity and other physical processes, they can be completely accounted for through the laws of physics defined by the boundary surface. Let's take a character from an action game, for example. When that character falls, you may think he was pulled to the ground by gravity. However, gravity does not actually exist in the game world.
It's simulated gravity.
Only code that was written in the program.
Yeah.
The character's body is merely made to show as if it fell based on its code.
You think this world is the same?
The holographic principle is not a theory. It is a principle. It has already been mathematically proven.
Okay. The processing speed problem.
Say this world really is a simulation. then that would mean a computer or something that's running the simulation exists somewhere, right? But it doesn't seem realistic that everything that happens in the universe could be derived by calculation.
Yes, you are right. However, there is no need to calculate every phenomenon.
Only the ones that are being actively observed.
Only what observers see and experience. Take the measurement problem in quantum theory.
Okay. This is what I was thinking it was. Okay.
It explains the inexplicable phenomenon observed in the double-slit experiment. Quantum matter appears as particles when observed, and as waves when not observed. For the latter, its position cannot be specified because it exists as a stochastic wave. Therefore, it must be calculated and processed as the entire wave, and is impossible to reduce. The faster an object moves, or as the effects of gravity increase along with the increase in mass, time progresses slower, as I'm sure you know.
Time dilation and the theory of relativity.
And that's related to processing speed?
Yes. When the load during calculation is increased, a phenomenon akin to a processing failure occurs. That is why nothing can exceed the speed of light. The calculation wouldn't be able to catch up if acceleration is infinite.
Let me explain the double slit experiment. We shoot a layer of light towards a towards a board with two slits with a screen behind it. This causes the rays to be distorted to look like stripes. This is because the light has the property of a wave. Then what will happen if we shot light molecules one at a time? The light molecules will show up as a dot on the screen. By continuously doing this, the stripes reappear. Why is this? The light molecules are only being shot one by one, so the board shouldn't have any effect, or shouldn't have an effect. The next part of this experiment was done using a detection device to see which slit the molecule went through. This caused the stripes to disappear, and only 2 lines appeared on the screen. Isn't that interesting? When it's not being observed, they appear as waves, but as soon as you try to observe it, they appear as lines. This is the gist of the detection problem in molecular theory. So the fact that we can't measure both its position and velocity, etc. Let me ask him questions before I forget about this room.
As you know, this is the President's office at the NICE Japan branch.
The world is full of rubbish. Such things should all be washed away. That was my thinking when I designed this room.
Interesting philosophy.
You designed it?
Yes. The flow of water cleanses one's heart, just like the flow of time.
Why the sunglasses?
These aren't sunglasses. It's a fairy's black bra.
What a degenerate.
Okay. Anything suspicious about Tokiko?
Not really. She's a kind woman. But I obviously wouldn't tell you even if I did know something. As her secretary, it's part of my job to protect her secrets.
I like Mamoru because he's so upfront about it. He's like, yeah, I mean, I might know shit, but even if I did, I wouldn't tell you, so it's pointless to ask me.
Mamoru is an excellent employee who faithfully fulfills his duties. I have complete trust in him.
I'm honored to hear that. I respect you from the bottom of my heart as well.
Gag.
Okay, so I think all 3 of those are just going to end the conversation. That's a nice watch.
I see. Then let us leave it at that.
Okay. I have to be careful not to accidentally end conversations with that.
In any case, there is no denying that the simulation theory is true. But unlike Chikara, I have no interest in the concept of immortality. Because my objective is to tear at the seams of this world and emancipate us all.
So you mean dying?
No. Death and emancipation are completely different. I have no desire to commit suicide.
Well, now I'm concerned because you want to tear at the seams to create emancipation, and that is extremely freight free.
Though I would be fine with dying at any time.
Because this world isn't real.
There is that, yes. However, there is another reason. If I wish to do so, I can resurrect myself.
What?
We are living in a false world created by a program. Therefore, if we can rewrite its code, we can create miracles. Like reincarnation.
Oh my god, those eyes.
Even
that smile, oh my god.
Bringing someone who has already passed back to life.
Has this woman lost it? Ryuki, you were right. There's clearly a lot of reasons to be suspicious of Tokiko.
Yeah. Let's check with WingSync.
Right, I didn't get to WingSync last time. I wanted to, but I didn't.
I saw everything. If you don't do as I say, I'm sure you know where this is going.
What is this?
Looks like Tokiko is blackmailing someone.
What is it she saw?
I don't know. This is as far as we can get through WingSync.
Then...
Yes, let's get a deeper look into her mind.
We're gonna sync with Tokiko?
Using a regular sync.
Abyss Headquarters, February 12th at 12:25 p.m. And it's going to advance the screen on me automatically. Alright, well, Peter gives the 6-minute speech, like he tends to do.
Ryuki, just to confirm, you did get permission, right?
I'm actually going to not progress this anymore. So I'm going to say this is it for this episode. Thank you everybody for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you're all enjoying the story as much as I am. And I will see you all next time. Bye! Oh, hi Tamagotchi. Let's say I do if I saw a UFO. I say wave. I'm friendly like that. I'll try. I wish I understand what was happening with that. I'm so excited to figure that out. What kind of music do you like? Of these, symphonic. I do love anything with a symphony. It's like sponge cakey. Oh, I evolved to Hitomi E. I became an adultie. Thank you for talking to me so much, E. Eyeball strategy guide has been added to the manual. Okay, so this is just like the pet things from Danganronpa 2. Oh. Okay, so, oh, that's cool. So you can kind of see the full, like, evolution tree. Okay. So how do I get a new one? Okay, so this resets the eyeballies and start from beginning. Can it evolve another time? Doesn't appear so. I don't understand, but I feel like I should. I'm sorry. Okay, we're gonna, do you like insects? Okay. I'm gonna go with like. I don't know why I clicked it. I don't like insects. I just wanted to click it. That made no sense. I enjoy drinking with Huey. I know I'm just giving it a baby voice because it says infant. I still don't know if I'm going to keep any of those in. I might just make its own episode.